Let's watch the most embarrassing moments in gaming journalist fails. The only one I can think of that comes to mind is honestly the Cuphead one. So I want to see the other ones. Let's go. Hey, weird question, but can you let me inside your house? Hello, please let me in. Until the 5th of April only, you can grab yourself the all-new PP Vampire Jester plushie. Make sure plushies are honestly always so well made. The details on this one are absolutely insane, so please consider grabbing one from the link in the description. It's one of the best ways to support me, and you also get to own me. Now back to the video.
Who wants to hear a really funny joke? Gaming journalism.
Yeah!
I think a lot of people have slowly realized over the years, gaming journalism is in dire straits.
Sonic was never good.
For some strange reason, journalism specifically about the gaming industry seems to have people in it who know next to nothing about video games.
I just don't know why you're even meant to journalize about games. Because game journalist and game reviewer are different, aren't they? So, like, I understand the need for a game reviewer. But then, what do you even journalize about games? You know, what do you even journalize? There's nothing to journalize. Oh, this game came out and I, the author of this video, thinks it's bad or good? Like, that's dumb.
Some act like they've never touched a video game in their life, even though that's, you know, their job.
New Super Mario Bros. Wii is a tough game, old school tough, so you better bring your butt-stomping A game, as this will test even...
Game journalists nowadays, I was playing the game and then I got stuck, so I turned on the AI assisted mode that plays the game for you when you get stuck.
most seasoned platforming veterans.
Which begs the question, did these people really want to be game journalists in the first place? Or was this their only shot at getting in the journalism industry in general? It really seems like it would be the easiest job in the world. Play video games, go to gaming conventions.
Betrayal! What? Betrayal! Betrayed me! This game sucks!
Write about them, talk about them. That is like a dream job. So why is this so hard? Why do
This is
so
infamous. This is infamous, man.
many games journalists completely drop the ball
It
when it
is white dash. It says it right there. It's written right there.
comes to games journalism? There are a multitude of theories, speculations, and attempted explanations, but none of those are concrete. The fact of the matter is, games journalists cannot stop embarrassing themselves. So why don't I tell you all about my favorite moments of embarrassment from gaming journalists? These are the most embarrassing moments in gaming journalism.
Let's see. Yeah, I only know one, I think. I only know one. IGN God Hand review? I don't know this one. Dude, what the?
God Hand was a PS2 game released in 2006, published by Capcom and
2006, then we're going back.
by Clover Studio. Directed by Shinji Mikami of Resident Evil fame, God Hand is an over-the-top action game, and by over-the-top, I mean... Yeah, this game is crazy. If you have not played this game before,
I've not played this either, but am I right to say Yakuza vibes? Because I've not played the Yakuza one, and I've not played this one, so... But am I right? Yeah, I'm right. And no, sorry. My bad. I'm a chud. I'm a game journalist. Make me a good... I've never played either of these games, so make me a game journalist.
I suggest after this video is over, go see how it means to play it. It is a one-of-a-kind
It seems like you're
experience.
qualified.
Every person that I've talked to that's played it loves it. Well, except for one person. Out of all IGN reviews, many of them have been dunked and memed on. There's the well-known Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire review where they said it had too much water, and it got memed to hell and back because it sounded so ridiculous. But there is one review they will never live down, and that would be the infamous God Hand review.
What did he
The
do?
reviewer gave the game a 3 out of 10, calling it awful. His main criticisms are, the game is boring, it's frustrating, and annoying. That sounds fair enough, at first. But when you really read through it, it becomes very obvious. He was just really bad at the game. He boils down the combat to just mashing buttons when God Hand lets you do crazy stuff like this.
Oh God, bro. Oh God. Look, the thing is, this is how I play. Like, kinda, whenever I play a game, I try to make the combat as simplified as I can. So if I can kill an enemy by only pressing one button, I will do that. But I also understand that that's a me problem. Like in Silksong, I didn't go complaining about how the game doesn't give you enough tools because I personally refuse to use any of the tools or spells. You know, like I understand that's a me thing that I only want to press click and that's it. Oh my, yo. I like when they let you use the environment.
He then complains he had barely any health going from stage to stage, and this made the game incredibly frustrating. When you put two
Bro
and
is playing it like it's Dark Souls, what the hell?
two together, you realize this man was most likely mashing buttons throughout the entire game, was getting his ass whooped, and blamed the game when he kept dying. And some of the info is just flat out contradictory. He claims the enemies were bland and generic, while in the very next paragraph talks about demons that will respawn from fallen enemies, which is something I don't think a lot of games do. That wouldn't really qualify as generic, would it? Oh, and by the way, did I mention that God Hand has a boss fight like this in it?
Whoa! Whoa! The Power Rangers!
Wild Joker! One hard gangster, Diamond! You can find me at the club! Have your pet new
You can find me at the club!
or spade! Ow, 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 ow! I'm hurt! I mean hurt! Together we are the Magnetic Five!
Why are you not playing this game yet? So yes, too long didn't read, he's bad at the game.
Cinema!
He just didn't get it. 3 out of 10. After this review,
Yeah, it's so dumb. Like, isn't the review meant to be like based on, I don't know, more than one guy? Because then, you know, like every single time something gets reviewed, like, you know, Breaking Bad has like a 9.8. And that's because the majority of people liked it, but there's like one guy that didn't. And it wouldn't be fair to just let that one guy that didn't be the sole authority for the entire review.
was made, it's probably one of the earliest examples of people taking the piss out of a professional game website. A lot of people were mocking this dude, and this made him lash out on the forums.
Oh God.
God Hand came and went, but this review did not. For years, this review became the butt of jokes. Anytime a bad game or a literal shovelware got a high score on IGN, it was compared to God Hand. Imagine Party Babies is better than God Hand.
No, Imagine Party Babies. Yo, let's go, Imagine Party Babies. Let's go, man. Guys, hop on Imagine Party Babies.
Even IGN is aware of all the crap this review got. They even made a whole video defending God Hand and explaining how good it actually is a few years ago.
My name is Mitchell Saltzman. I work at IGN, and I'd like to say that God Hand, a game that IGN dubbed awful 13 years ago, is, in my opinion, not just good, it's actually
When the website you work for is debunking your review over a decade later, that has got to be
Yeah, it's a
pretty
generational
embarrassing.
fumble. Smash Bros. Ultimate?
Kotaku has some of the worst articles on gaming I've ever seen.
What?
They screw up this job more than any other website on this video. There are a slew of articles I could have used for this
I've
video.
heard the word Kotaku, but I didn't even know what they were.
There's the PS5 review where the viewer says he can't enjoy the PS5 because of the state of the world around them. Well, I'm sorry for you.
Bro, you're reviewing a thing. You can't go like, oh my God.
Buddy, but that's something for your therapist and not people wanting a review of a game console. But the one I'm going for is from their UK division.
Oh no, not the UK.
Smash Bros. Ultimate got its first DLC character with Joker from Persona 5, but along with Joker came with a bunch of songs for the Persona series. One of the songs being from Persona 5 called Wake Up, Get Out There. Pretty catchy song with some nice lyrics. One journalist at Kotaku UK did not think so highly of it.
What?
Shortly after the Joker DLC came out, a hit piece from Kotaku UK came out called Smash Bros. Ultimate's Persona 5 DLC contains a disability slur.
Huh? Huh?
At around 1 minute 57 seconds, the term retarded is used, followed by the assertion, I can say it. This is the clip in question they're talking about.
Ready to pick up the pieces. Let's go. Let's play retarded and say.
Now, I will give the writer this. It does
Wait, what did it actually say? Because I was just thinking of that word and that's all I can hear. What does it actually say?
sound like it at a passing listen, but when you really think about it, it doesn't make much sense being in the song. Why is your first response to write a hit piece on it?
Yeah, no, you should look up the lyrics. Because sometimes words put together sound like things.
When you listen to the song, you can tell the person who's singing is very obviously from Japan, and Japanese was their first language, not English. So there's a lot of English in here, and she's still trying to sing in a language she's not native in. So why do you immediately go for the worst assumption possible instead of...
The way it's structured is so funny. Like, did you actually think that's how the song works? Wait, I want to see what I want to know what it actually says.
thinking maybe you misheard something. This article was a joke, and a ton of different places laughed at it.
The likelihood that they say retarded in this song is 0%. It doesn't even make any fucking sense. Let's go.
You know it's crazy when more squiggle made a video. It's just so, let's go, let's play. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, let's play retarded? When has that ever been uttered in the
I
history
can
of
say it.
humanity?
And realizing they could potentially be wrong, they started editing it to include disclaimers that it might not actually be the word. But then, Nintendo and Atlas came out and said, no, the song does not include that word.
Obviously,
so it made
it's
Kotaku and the
Nintendo
writer
stuff.
look like complete fools, which they were. They eventually released a statement
I want to know what it
apologizing
actually was. I want to know what it actually was, bro.
and throwing the writer under the bus, and then the writer threw them under the bus.
Was it restart it?
They would later delete the article, and a month after everything blew over, the writer announced they were leaving Kotaku UK to focus on their own projects. While she didn't say the article was a factor for the departure or not, the timing is a bit too coincidental for it to not have been a factor. Mishearing a song lyric, having become the punching bag for a week, and having an article you wrote get deleted, and then leaving the company a month later, that's really embarrassing.
Get out there. Oh, get out there. Let's go. Let's play.
Probably the
get
most
out there.
infamous thing Polygon has ever done was the Doom 2016 gameplay video, where the guy playing it acts like he has never touched a video game in his life.
Oh my god, what the? That can't be actual. No, that can't. No, that can't be actual game.
Game in his life.
No. He's testing he's playing on a controller. Oh. You know what? No, that's fair, because that's how I play with controllers. No, that's fair. No, you know what? No, that's fair. Because have you ever seen me play on a controller? No, you haven't. I play anything mouse and keyboard from Elden Ring to Hollow Knight, bro. Everything mouse and keyboard. Oh my god. No, why are you pressing shoot if you see your crosshair is nowhere near? Why? Why are you even pressing the button?
A blind chimpanzee probably has better aim than the guy playing right now. But everyone knows about this incident. I'm going to be talking about one that's largely forgotten about. Their Bayonetta 2 review. Bayonetta was always Devil May Cry,
Damn,
but
she's
with
so
boobs.
iconic.
Let's rock, baby.
That's what the entire series has always been. Hideki Kamiya loves women and the way women look, and he got a character designer who is also a woman to design the character he wanted. So you got an action game with a sexy witch, because that's what Kamiya wanted, and that's what Kamiya got. When it comes to Polygon's review, they
He's
spend
iconic.
only a few paragraphs talking about the gameplay itself. It seems mostly positive, and says it does a lot of things better than the original. But that doesn't matter.
She's also hot in such a unique way. Because I feel when people go hot women, it's always kind of like very bimbofied in a way. Like Bayonetta is genuinely, I feel like, dude, genuinely, I feel like, you know, even most women don't mind the sexualization of Bayonetta. You know, like even girls that are like, you know, a bit iffy with fan service are usually fine with Bayonetta just because like she is hot in such a unique way as well, in the way that just her outfits and the hair and her glasses, you know, it's just I feel like it's rare to even have a main character woman with glasses, you know, and her face is so unique, and you know, I feel like, dude, if you're actually gonna be upset at Bayonetta's hotness, you're actually grasping at straws.
Because 2/3 of it are complaining about the fact the game shows off Bayonetta's assets too much. The game was made by a guy who likes boobs in action. The game is made for guys who like boobs in action, and they have the right to enjoy those if they please. And the entire review is basically trashing the
Oh,
audience.
look at the outfit though, like genuinely. And also, yeah, her short hair as well.
Intended for. He calls it cheap and pandering. He even docks points from the final score because of it, even though he flat out said it did things better than the original.
Like, I swear, actual women are not upset about Bayonetta.
Like, if you don't like games with cheap boob and ass shots,
This
that's
guy is performative male final boss.
fine. But that begs the question, why the hell are you reviewing a game that was made purposely for that? Like, look at this box art. Look at it. What the hell were you
Dude,
expecting?
those feathers are crazy.
tasting it.
Oh man, I sure hope this movie called Saw certainly doesn't have any blood or violence in it. Arthur Gase was the reviewer of Bayo 2 here, and he looks like he just got off recording for some 2000s new metal band. A lot of people complained about this review back then, but it's since fallen into obscurity because, well, other things would take center stage in the years to come. People do bring it up time to time, and Arthur still doubles down whenever it's brought up. Having to constantly defend
That's
your
so
nearly
dumb.
10-year-old review from criticism, well, that's kind of embarrassing. The PlayStation Vita was a great handheld system. It was sleek, powerful, had a nice screen, and had a lot of good games. The issue is, it was released into a sea of hot competition by a company that didn't seem to care about it. But it still has its fans.
What is this? I've never seen that thing before.
You know a girl named Nora? Sure, yeah. Where is she? In the hospital. Where in the hospital?
Yeah, they're clearing out the upper floors. She's somewhere in there.
PS Vita? I want it on PSP Vita, W Vita, good boy. Oh, you don't know this. What the heck?
And one of those fans worked at IGN. Colin Moriarty is a huge PlayStation fan. No, actually, he's a slobbering PlayStation fanboy. And he, like most fanboys, had a sense of superiority to their competitors. And he was going to express this in a piece he wrote about the PS Vita before it's released. The PlayStation Vita is set to succeed. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting a console you're a fan of to succeed, but this article
Okay.
is more than that.
Do you guys agree with this? Because, like, a lot of you seemed very excited about the PS Vita. So maybe you guys are gonna be fan of this, you know? Is there a double video editor? Oh god, is my noise gate breaking again? I just don't like to wear headphones, guys. I just don't like to wear headphones.
This entire article is pure fanboyism at its finest. If he just wanted to gush about the Vita, that would have been fine.
Is it better now? Is the double editor better?
But of course, he had to compare it to the 3DS. He said the Vita was superior to the 3DS. I mean, hardware-wise, sure, but not just in hardware, in every aspect.
I don't understand. I don't understand this one. The story is over my head. It's over my head because I don't know.
The library, the brand itself, and flat out said the Vita was destined to sell more than the 3DS. And let me remind you, this is for a handheld that had not been released yet. He even flat out says the 3DS is of no concern to Sony. Nintendo isn't even competition to them. The real competition is smartphones. But he says that after he spent most of the article saying how the 3DS is lesser to it, calling the 3DS library Nintendo 64 games and worn out, tired game series. This is one of the most fanboyish, insecure console warring articles I have ever seen. But as we all know, the PS Vita wasn't set to succeed.
Is the 3DS good? I've never held another one, any of these. I don't know. I actually don't know.
It did pretty bad on the market, especially to the 3DS, which also
The
struggled,
3DS is great.
but still managed to sell 75 million units, while the Vita only sold around 15 million. The market spoke, and the Vita wasn't going to beat the 3DS. Sorry, Colin, but as long as Pokemon exists, the Vita didn't stand a chance. Colin would later leave IGN a few years later to go on his own path, but having this stain of an article still up as a reminder of how much you worship the ground PlayStation walks is incredibly embarrassing.
GameSpot?
Now, I contemplated putting this review in here because I actually feel really bad for the guy who wrote this, but it's still a funny story, so I decided to include it anyway.
Monka? Monka? Monka.
Alien Resurrection was a movie made in 1997 and was the fourth film in the Alien franchise. And honestly, it's a fun popcorn movie, nothing else. But being a late 90s blockbuster film, it of course got a game tie-in that was delayed for years and years until it finally came out in the year 2000. The game got middling scores all across the board and is mostly forgotten these days, seeing as it, well, came 3 years after the movie. There was one review on it, though, that while back then wasn't much, today is pretty funny to look at. The GameSpot review, where the reviewer gave it a 4 out of 10, which sort of makes sense for the middling review score. But what is the reason for the 4 out of 10, you may ask? Well, the reviewer's main criticism was the controls. And what were the controls on this game like? Well, in the reviewer's own words, the game's control setup is its most terrifying element. The left analog stick moves you forward, back, and strafes right and left, while the right analog stick turns you and can be used to look up and down. Too often, you'll turn to face a foe and find that your weapon is aimed at the floor or ceiling, while the alien gleefully hacks away at your midsection. Now,
was Bro holding the controller backwards?
Does that sound familiar to you? Well, it should, because that is the control scheme for every single console shooter used to this day. Yes, this game was one of the first games to use the dual analog setup.
So she doesn't use a controller? I don't use a controller, so I didn't really understand what he meant by that. I don't even know which one does which, okay? Dude, I swear, bro, you see me. I will play a game that is made for a controller and it will give you 50 warnings to plug a controller. Bro, I played Castlevania Symphony of the Night mouse and keyboard. Okay? If you want to know my dedication to mouse and keyboard, I did! I played Castlevania Symphony of the Night with mouse and keyboard on an emulator. That's how far away I stand from controllers, okay? Because I can! I was using WSD to walk, and then left arrow to attack, down arrow to block, and right arrow to dash. It wasn't even mouse and keyboard, it was just keyboard. It was just keyboard. It was just keyboard.
Everything uses now. It was a pioneer, and this reviewer hated the game for it. It's funny to
That's
laugh
funny
at it now.
though. So this is the game that pioneered the turning around with the drift and walking with the other one.
But you have to remember,
How did they
back
work
in 2000,
before?
a controller with 2 analog sticks was still a new thing, and controlling the game with 2 analog sticks was something never really done.
Oh.
Even a few years into the PS2's life, you still had games using the L and R buttons to control the camera. It was too
Ew.
hard to shift away from what people
L and
were
R
used
to control the camera?
So
Ew.
this review was just kind of suffering from growing pains. The way we control games were changing, and this reviewer could not adapt. It's not really his fault, but it kind of is. Trashing a game for its control scheme that would later become the industry standard is something he could have never predicted,
But
in
it's
the
still
end,
funny.
it's still embarrassing.
From the creators of Hitman comes Kane and Lynch.
You guys know this one?
Kane and Lynch Deadman was a game released in 2007, and it was set to be huge. A big, next-gen AAA game that was also a new IP. This game was hyped up quite
I've
a
never
bit
heard
back
of
in the
this.
day. Every place was talking about it and making a huge deal about it. And when the game finally came out, like...
Sex 7!
Got middling review scores across the board. It wasn't a game changer, but it was fine. That seemed to be the consensus. GameSpot was one of the websites hyping the game up to hell and back. You could not go anywhere on their site without seeing an advertisement for the game.
You know, I can tell it wasn't a success because I've never heard about it. Like, I've not played a lot of games, but I've heard of most of them.
We're telling you to buy it right there and right now. And when it came time to review the game, Jeff Gertzman on the staff was ready and able, and the score he gave it, 6 out of 10. So yeah, about what every other site was saying about it.
It's mean.
But this was a special case, because GameSpot was very obviously taking handouts from the game's publisher, and once they saw Jeff gave the game a fair and honest review, and not a 9 or 10 out of 10 masterpiece buy it now, they threatened to pull their money. This led to
Damn.
GameSpot putting a lot of pressure on Jeff, who stood his ground and refused to back off. This would lead to GameSpot pulling his review and firing him because he
Damn.
wasn't trustworthy enough.
Wow.
Jeff would later go on to form his own game website, Giant Bomb, so he could keep being an honest game reviewer. But this incident is more substantial than you think. This man was fired because he was being honest. He wasn't trying to butter people up or be dishonest with the people who were listening. He flat out told everyone, the game is alright. And he was fired for that. This basically proved what many thought was happening in gaming journalism. It was very possible for the publishers and companies to butter the review websites up with some cold hard cash to sway review scores.
Straight ass.
This is exactly what happened. With all the advertising for the game, only to be given an average review score, the reviewer was then fired. That basically put huge doubt on any games journalism website. This can happen to any of them. And making everyone start to doubt
Dude,
games.
I feel like, respectfully, if a new game comes out, and what you go towards to get your opinion from is a game journalist, you maybe deserve to be filtered by life.
Journalism in general is extremely embarrassing.
At least a little bit.
This puts a nice bow on everything. The fact of the matter is, it all comes down to money in the end. Money makes the world go round. Integrity and honesty be damned. Whatever makes me the most green is what matters most. That is what has been the main goal for a long time. In the gaming industry, in the games journalism industry, in any industry. And that probably will be the main goal for as far
Damn,
as
this
the eye
became
can see.
took an anti-capitalist turn at the end there.
Remember, kids, the only opinion you can truly trust is your own. And no one can take that away from you. God bless, like and subscribe, and good night.
Yeah. It's crazy how swayed we are as human beings. Do you ever find a Twitter poll or a YouTube poll? You know, it doesn't show you how many reviews it has, like how many votes it has. And then you vote on what you think on the poll. And then you see that you're in the minority, then you feel almost like you made the wrong choice. This ever happened to you? You know, like, whenever it happens to me, I'm like, damn, this is so dumb. This is so weird. Like, why do I feel like I made a wrong choice? Like, I literally picked based on what I thought. So why do I now feel like I've made a wrong choice because I'm not with the majority? You know? Like, damn. We're very herdy as people, as human beings. Yeah, the majority is wrong. Nice. Oh, yes. This absolute gem. Come on, man. You can do it. It says Y to dash. Oh, he's dashing. Oh, he's dashing. Why are you going that way? Oh, no. Man. No, that's a bit closer. A bit closer. From the corner. Oh, he did it.